morning, everyone. So I am here with an empties video for you today. It is long overdue. Half of the things that half of my empties got thrown away. We still in the process of moving things down from our house up north to here, and in doing so, we've just had like different stacks of things, everywhere. And so somehow the empties that I had saved up, some of them got thrown away. So this actually isn't everything that I've gotten through in the past several weeks, but it's big enough as it is. It's going to be a long enough video as it is. I've tried to film this a few times now and gotten interrupted each time by either little one or dog or husband. So we're gonna try to get through this hopefully today, this morning. It's Saturday morning, so perfect time. I've got my hot cup of coffee here and I am ready to get started. Okay, so I'm going to try to, I don't really have anything over to my right very well organized, but I'm going to try to maybe do it by vendor or brand. So here, starting with Scentsy, we have Blueberry Burst. This is a blueberry bakery. Now, it is an artificial blueberry in here, and it's a strong blueberry. So if you're not a blueberry fan, as per the name, it's in here and it's first and foremost, so you would not enjoy this. However, I do think it is one of the better bakery scents that Scentsy has done, because there is just a beautiful cakey note in addition to the blueberry, and it performed really well. So I finished that. Next up is Walnut Raisin Muffin. I talked about this in my most recent haul video where I was able to snag a couple bricks from the flash sale. So I won't go in depth here because I talked about it in that video. But this is really nice, really, really nice. Just a beautiful blend of raisin and bready muffin and some spice and just the right amount of like vanilla sweetness. It's really good. Another one of Scentsy's better bakeries that they've done. Okay, then I have Blackberry Orange Marmalade. Now I wasn't really expecting much from this one, but this was like a powerhouse of a fragrance, and it was really nice. It was nice. It was not like overly sickly sweet. It was just a beautiful sugary blackberry with a hint of citrus. And I actually blended this or melted this in combination with butter pecan, and this was such a great combo. This was like a buttery pound cake with some marmalade spread on top. When melted in combination, I would 100% do this again, and I didn't quite finish these bars, so I probably will do that combination again. And they were both very strong. I would say out of 10, a good 7 or 8 out of 10 in terms of scent throw. So enjoyed those two. Then we've got Apple and Oats. Apple and Oats to me is fairly similar to Walnut Raisin Muffin, except there's definitely more of like an oatmeal in here and a little bit more spicy. I've heard people describe this as like a fancy lady oatmeal, and I would definitely agree with that description. So that is Apple and Oats. Then we have Ruby Nectarine. Just picked this up in the flash sale. Had never tried it before. I was super anxious to try it. So even though this isn't something that I would normally melt during the fall, because it is kind of a fruity fragrance, I really wanted to see how it would do, what it was like. So I melted an entire bar of this all through my house, and it was really good. As many people had told me, it was a powerhouse of a fragrance and just a beautiful juicy citrus, or like juicy nectarine, I should say, with a hint of citrus. Really good, really good. And maybe just like, again, a touch of floral or blossom in here too, but just a hint, just like the perfect amount. I'm really happy that I got several bars of this. Okay. Other clamshells, we'll just keep going with clamshells. This is from Southbound. This is Vampire Bites, which is lime, orange, cherry, an assortment of berries, garden greens, and a touch of rock candy. Again, not a, like, based on the fragrance description, not something I would normally melt in the fall because it you know, it's on the fruity side. However, obviously marketed for Halloween with Vampire Bites being the name. And it was good. It kind of broke things up, you know, broke up the bakery a little bit, and did for some reason like remind me of something Halloween-ish, like Halloween candy. I think because there's a little bit of tanginess in here from the lime. And you definitely get that, like that rock candy, that sugary. Yeah, this was good. And it was fairly strong too. Okay. We have Cookie Jar by Barrett Wax Crafts. This I received in a D-stash. I don't know anything about Barrett Wax Crafts. This was good. It was a medium throw. It just a very, very basic sugar cookie fragrance. Not a whole lot to this other than just sugar cookie. Now it was a good melt. It was a good mixer. I had this going with something else, and it was a good mixer. It was like a good cookie base. And it did well, so. Okay, then we've got Zape. I already did a more in-depth review on this one, so I'm just gonna show it and then move past it. This is Cashmere and Leaves. This is like, oh my gosh, this has been my #1 fall fragrance that I've melted so far this year. So good. If you're interested about it, I would watch that more in-depth review. Okay, had to take care of my little one. So I'm back. Zape, this is Salted Caramel Macchiato. This one was kind of weird. So the wax was super, super soft and sticky to the point where these like would not pop out on their own. I actually had to kind of like dig in there and scoop them out. So I don't know. I don't know if it's just like maybe the wax is like so saturated with oils, or I'm not sure what happened there. But normally I haven't had that happen to her wax. So the notes here are vanilla caramel, brown sugar, sea salt, espresso, and whipped cream. This is a very sweet coffee. So this is not a fresh brewed coffee. This is like more so the caramel comes out first here. And then I would say that brown sugar, and then maybe a cream note, and then, you know, the coffee is like, it is in there, it intermingles with those, but it's not like that roasty, toasty, fresh brewed coffee. And then I do get a little bit of saltiness here that almost reminds me of like salted pretzel. I really love that in fragrances. So this was right up my alley. And it was good, and it performed well. Yeah, no complaints. So I still have a few cubes to get through of that. So, okay. Let's go to some of the, like the sampler, type tubs here. So, I already did a review on this, a more in-depth review, so I won't go in-depth here, but this is Black Magic Woman, French Lavender, Egyptian Amber, Tonka, Myrrh, and a pop of Sweet Magic Fizz. This is a beautiful, dark, sultry, effervescent fragrance, absolutely perfect for like Halloween night. The lavender in here is like an herbal lavender. Oh, this is so good. I would 100% get this again. Okay. Also by the Melted Mousse, we have vanilla butter fudge, candy corn, and marshmallow cream cake. So I didn't really get candy corn. I didn't really get marshmallow, but I'll tell you what I got from this, that vanilla butter fudge. In our, near our home up north, we have like a touristy candy shop, and they make their own fudge. And this is like sticking your nose directly in one of the vanilla fudge containers and smelling that. Like, it is so realistic, so good. Oh my gosh, so rich. This is really good. This would have been great to blend with something, but I had this on its own, and it was fantastic as well. Glitterati, we have blueberry cobbler, brown sugar pecan, and toasted vanilla sugar. This reminded me of like one of the blueberry muffins that you get at the fancy bakeries, where it's got like that crumb top, like that brown sugar crumb top. A little bit of nuttiness from the pecan in here. And this was like, I think it must be that toasted aspect of the vanilla sugar, but this was like very, like a fresh out of the oven type of fragrance. Fresh out of the oven blueberry muffin with the crumb top. Really nice. Okay, Savannah Blue. I have never purchased Savannah Blue directly. This came from a D-Stash, and let me tell you, I think I will be doing an order from Savannah Blue because, wow, this is probably the closest thing that has ever come to me for like a 10 out of 10 fragrance throw. I mean, if I would say this is the definition of a 10 out of 10 fragrance throw. I did not have to use much of this at all, and it was so abundantly present. There was not a single second of this melting that I was not acutely aware of the fragrance. Like, I did not go nose blind to this. It did not disappear in the background. This was beautiful. Perfect copycat of London Tea and Lemon by Bath and Body Works. Oh, so good. Like, I can smell this without even opening the bag. That's how strong this is. And for me, because scent throw is like number one thing in terms of importance, I would 100% purchase from her and try other fragrances, because if this is her quality of wax, I am very interested. So, okay. Let's see. Knowles Farm Scents. This is Triple Threat, which is triple scoop, strawberry pound cake, and wild berry mousse. I really didn't get much of like a strawberry pound cake in here on cold or on warm. Yeah, just maybe like a hint of a bakery note, but primarily that strawberry ice cream fragrance, which was nice, and it was a medium throw, I would say. Okay, so then I have some L3. This came from a May RTS. Purple Sandalwood, Bum Bum, and Palo Santo. And the Palo Santo is actually pretty light in this. It's mostly sandalwood and the Bum Bum cream. And it's really not, oh gosh. Yeah, it's such a nice mixture. Medium throw. I melted this, one in the bedroom, one in the bathroom, and it did fairly well. Not as strong as I usually anticipate from L3, but it wasn't bad. And it's just a beautiful bedtime, calming, relaxing combination. Gorgeous. Also on the, oh, actually, I'll stick with L3. Okay. We've got Baja Cactus Blossom, Flannel Sheets, and Clean Cotton. This is a laundry fragrance. Now, I really enjoy laundry. If you are not someone who is a fan of laundry, that's maybe just an FYI for my channel. There are very few fragrances that I don't like. The only one that really sticks out to me would be Peach, that kind of comes off as cat urine. And super, super, super cologne-y fragrances. Those I have a hard time with because they can be headache inducing for me, but I like laundry. And this is a beautiful watery laundry. It was, unfortunately, didn't perform super well. It was very light, and I had this in the bathroom, which the bathroom is not big, so I don't know what happened. Because it doesn't really smell like it would be light on cold. I don't know if I didn't let this cure for long enough, but again, I got this back in May, and so I would think that amount of cure time would be sufficient, but I don't know. I'll have to maybe let these last two sit for a little bit longer and see how it does, because it was definitely on the lighter side. Okay. Last L3. Now this performed well. This was L3 Waxy Wonders, Pecan Pie, Buttery Gingerbread, Kettle Corn. Not like a super gingerbread in here. I think what comes out first is that kettle corn, that sweet and salty kettle corn. But again, I like those salty fragrances. If you don't like the salty bakery, this wouldn't be for you. I love it. So I get the pecan pie and I get the kettle corn, like a salty butter kettle corn. And then I don't know, the gingerbread in here is more of like just maybe like a hint of molasses is kind of what is reminiscent of gingerbread. This was a powerhouse, and I think it would have blended well with other things, but I did have this on its own, and it was really nice. Okay. Sassy Girl Aroma. I already did a more in-depth review on this, I believe. Pumpkin Creamer. It's also been pretty well talked about here in the YouTube community. A cozy creamy blend of cashew creamer, pumpkin puree, brown sugar, and a sprinkle of nutmeg powder. So lovely. I did like the whole thing in my house and didn't need to. Half of this would have been sufficient. This is one of those pumpkin fragrances where you can actually pick out, it's more of like a pumpkin flesh, and it's done really well. It doesn't come off as like overly like earthy or pulpy, or it's just so beautifully blended with like that cream and the brown sugar. So for that sweetness, and then just a little bit of spice, not overly spicy, which is always something I seek out, because I feel like a super pumpkin spiced pumpkin fragrance is a dime a dozen, right? But something that really has like that beautiful pumpkin flesh note with the right amount of other notes, other things, is that's harder to find. Where you actually get a genuine pumpkin versus just the smell of the pumpkin spices. So this was wonderful. I would 100% purchase this again when she reopens. Okay. Teddy Bees, Hot Pie. Probably one I don't have to go in depth with in terms of a review, because this is another one that is very well raved about in the wax community here on YouTube and on Facebook. This is Palo Santo Sugar Donuts, a hint of chai, and a dash of pink chiffon. And there's my kitty, snooping to see what I'm doing. Oh, this is amazing. Now so I am someone where as soon as fragrance starts to die out, I take it out of my warmers. I move on to the next thing. And I kept this in my warmer for 2 days because it truly had strong, present scent throw for, I would say, at least 48 hours. This was fantastic. First thing that you notice or that you smell is the Palo Santo, and then it's just beautifully accentuated and mixed with that chai and that pink chiffon, and then I get sort of the donuts, like a little bit of bakery after, and it's wonderful. She just amazes me with her blends. Teddy Bees, it is one vendor that I just never want to miss a pre-order or an RTS, because I don't know how she does it, but she's so unique with her blends, and it's so different than anything else that's available. Love it. And they smell so high end. It's like, how do you make, bakery smell high end, right? But she does. She manages it. It's fantastic. Okay. I gotta stick my nose in there one more time because I love it so much. Okay, also Teddy Bees. I just finished up Sweet Summer Snuggles. I had just a little bit left of this, and melted this on one of the warmer fall nights that we had, probably the last one that we had here for the season. And this is a beautiful, like, very sweet laundry. So this is Cotton Candy Cloud, Snuggles Type, and Salty Sea Air. If you are not a huge laundry fan, you probably wouldn't hate this, because it's just like a gentle, like, fresh washed sheets kind of smell in combination with a beautiful cotton candy, but like a cotton candy that isn't overly like in your face sugary. It complements that fresh wash sheet smell so well. And then just a little bit of like an ocean air in here. Really nice, really nice. Okay, I have a couple more clamshells actually that got covered by other things. And this is the Bathing Garden. This was Nothing Whatever. I do not remember the notes on this. This was purchased a couple years ago from one of her spring collections. Really nice, like green, rainy, mossy scent with maybe like just a little touch of a perfumey floral, but just a hint. Oh, this is nice. This is wonderful in the bedroom and the bathroom. And then I didn't finish this one because I am just savoring this, and I don't know when the next time I'm going to purchase from her like Alice in Wonderland collection will be. So I don't want to use it up because it's so nice. This is Tea Party with Alice. And I don't remember the notes, but I can tell you that there's like almost like a thumbprint cookie in here, like a Danish butter cookie with a little bit of like maybe a raspberry rose type of jam. And then just the most wonderful tea fragrance. It's not even, I don't even know if it's like a black tea. It's almost like, well, I guess, okay, it is a black. It's like an Earl Grey. There's like a hint of a little citrus to it. And I have Earl Grey tea, so I have like some of the nice Earl Grey tea from Faba Tea Company. So I stuck my nose, I wanted to compare before I did this video. So I stuck my nose in that bag and smelled that, and then smelled the tea in here. And I really do feel like that it's an Earl Grey tea that's in here, mixed with that kind of that buttery cookie and then a little bit of that, that raspberry rose jam. It is not like anything else I've smelled that has tea in it. This is so good. Ugh, so good. Okay. Another glitterati. This is pretzel, sugar cookie royale, vanilla frosted birthday cake. Oh my gosh. This is just the most dense, wonderful birthday cake with just delicious vanilla buttercream frosting. Yeah, this is, it's like birthday cake that's like, not like fresh from the oven, but it's still kind of warm, like cool enough that you can frost it, but warm enough that it's super fragrant. Yeah, birthday cake with frosting is what this is, with maybe like the pretzel in here. I really get like maybe a hint of that salty pretzel, just a hint, but it's not. Oh, this is really, and this was strong. I had this in my bedroom because I just loved this so much that I wanted it as concentrated as I could get it. So when I was ready to like wind down for the night and just kind of hang out in my bedroom, I had this going, and oh, this was good. This was good. I loved it. And I didn't have to use much of it to get, really good throw in the bedroom. So, okay. Then we've got, this is a Sassy Girl Aroma No Dose Cafe. The notes on this are coffee house, whipped cream, marshmallow caramel. This smells exactly like a Rose Girls coffee fragrance that I've had, which I think it was like, what was it called? It was like marshmallow, ooey gooey caramel, marshmallow iced coffee, I think it was. And this is like that. And I'll tell you why. So I love this, and I loved the Rose Girls fragrance because this is that roasty, toasty, fresh brewed coffee, fresh brewed black coffee that is blended with other things. So you first get that roasty, toasty, black, fresh brewed coffee, and then you get caramel, and then you get like a hint of the whipped cream. And this is really good. This is good. This is the kind of coffee that I love, where that coffee note is there, it is present, it makes itself known, it is not tampered down by like an excessive amount of sweetness or cream. It is, oh, this is wonderful. So if you're a fan of fresh brewed coffee, this is an excellent blend. Okay, and it did really well. You can see, I used like just a little bit of this in 3 different warmers, and my whole house smelled like it. It was really good. Okay. Another Sassy Girl is Be True. This is Beach Night, blueberries, whipped cream, and shaving cream. So this is just one of her shaving cream blends. I love shaving cream. Now the blueberry in here is kind of leaning artificial, but not in a bad way. Almost like a blueberry shaving cream. Like if you could imagine if one of the shaving cream brands like made blueberry shaving cream. That's what this is like. It's good. and it was a medium throw. I've melted this both in this house and in my house up north, and it definitely performed better in this house. And I would say in the house up north, it was kind of light, like you had to be near the warmer. Here, it was present, but wasn't necessarily a powerhouse. But I did have it in, I think, my living room and the bedroom, and this I think probably would have done better in the bathroom. So when I finish this up, that might be where I put this. Okay. Here we've got cake batter, Captain Crunch Berries by Glitterati. This was primarily Captain Crunch, and it smelled exactly like Captain Crunch tastes. So if you've had Captain Crunch cereal, you know what I'm talking about. And it performed decently well. Okay, and then I've got this is from a sampler, a Rose Girls sampler, American Cream, Lush Type, Twilight Lush Type, Lavender, and Chamomile. Now, I know what American Cream smells like. I've smelled that before, I think, at a Lush store. I don't know about Twilight. I don't really remember the notes of those two. And then Lavender and Chamomile. Now, this is not a super heavy lavender, so if you are uncertain of lavender, this probably wouldn't be something that that you would find hard to tolerate. It would be something I think you'd like because it's not super heavy on that. I would say it's more heavy on the American Cream, and then probably what's ever in Twilight. It's a very beautiful herbal, like creamed herbal blend. Perfect for bedtime. Unfortunately, the throw was really light, and it was a pretty big shape that I cut into 3, and I put in 3 warmers in my bedroom. I don't usually keep 3 warmers on all the time, but I just did for this one because some of the other shapes that I got from this sampler were also pretty light, so that's why I did that, because I was like, I was iffy about it. And even in 3 warmers in a small bedroom, this did not perform that well. So it smelled great on cold, but just didn't perform well. So that was really pretty unfortunate. And then also by Rose Girls, Step Right Up. This is chocolate covered pumpkin peanut brittle, cinnamon latte, and churros. This was basically pumpkin and chocolate. I didn't really get like a churro from this. Well, maybe a little bit. Maybe like a little bit of like a fried dough with some sugar, cinnamon, just like a hint. No, I didn't get coffee in here at all. So it says cinnamon latte. I did not get coffee in here. But kind of like a chocolate pumpkin with a bit of nuttiness and maybe a bit of a fried dough and a dash of cinnamon is what I got from this, and it performed pretty well. I had this. There were just like 2 cubes of this because I think this one came from a D-stash, and I put this in my kitchen, and for just being the 2 cubes, it did well, and it was kind of even like cascading out into the living room. So that's it. That is what I managed to, that's what did not get thrown away from my empties over the past few weeks. So hope you enjoyed the video. I'm glad to have been able to get this done because it's been really hard for me to get it done like in one sitting. So I did have to take a little pause break, so I'll have to still do some editing and combine the two, but yes, so I will come to you. So actually I just bought a D-stash from one of the Facebook groups, so that should be coming probably sometime this week. And then, so you'll see that haul, and then you'll probably see kind of another haul from Yankee because I do have to still exchange those 3 wood wicks. So you'll see what I get in exchange for those. And that is about it. So yes, thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the next video. If you've tried any of these fragrances yourself and you have a comment or you'd like to tell me what you thought of them, I would love to hear. That is why I do this channel. That's why I want to develop a following on this channel, hopefully, is because I want to be able to communicate more about these things and who's tried what and what you guys thought. So I would love to hear it. So again, thank you for watching.